Jon Moxley. There goes the referee with his weird cranking motions again, as always, with his cranky motions. Yeah, gotta love the cranking motions, son. Unbelievable. Jon Moxley retains.
Stamina B.
Wow. Eddie Kingston is throwing a freaking fit on the outside. I love it. That's hilarious. Now that's how you act as a manager. You see that, Taz? You see that, Taz? You spiked the clipboard. You spiked the clipboard. Interesting AEW tonight.
Purchase your track today.
Whoa. What's up to the chat? Hi, guys. It's Wednesday night. The Dynamite review. I hope you guys watched Throwdown the other night, dude. Man, let me tell you something. Before we get into this AEW stuff, I got to tell you, man, the Throwdown the other night was insane. If you missed it, I mean, we had 700 people watching Throwdown at one point. That is the most, one of the most ever amounts of people watching Throwdown. It was so crazy. Bullfrog threatened to kill me with a weapon. It's unbelievable. Jake is in the house. It's the AEW post show live on the Joe Cronin Show channel. Hope you hit the sub button if you're new. Jakey, what's up, baby?
What's going on?
You want to cook something with me?
Yeah, cook it up.
I don't even know, man. Hey, did you hear last night on Throwdown when Bullfrog said he wanted to murder me?
Yes, indeed. My former client said he wanted to shoot you, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, you got rid of him because he said he was going to kill me?
For one day as a client, so
I'm kind of surprised.
Midnight.
People definitely enjoyed that more than the actual debate, surprisingly. You know, here it is. This might be it.
That was one of the best birthday presents, I'm telling you. I died laughing. I had such a great night watching from the chat, hanging out with everybody.
Yeah, talk about a birthday celebration. You get to sit there and just watch all these idiots.
It was glorious, I'm telling you. Bulldog and Dave did not disappoint, not one bit. Drew had some great comebacks. Jesse with his little quips. Even Dirty had some funny moments.
Yeah, there was a lot of funny moments last night, I got to tell you.
Yeah, and I mean, that debate was just a total, crap show. It was it was thoroughly entertaining, but not for the reasons it should be.
Yeah, for all the wrong reasons, the debate was entertaining.
Referring to. Yeah, that presidential debate was just madness.
What did you think about this? So we got, I mean, I don't know if I missed something in the opening, but I started watching AEW tonight right as the match started with Darby Allin and Stark there. I came on right as they locked up. So did I miss anything before that?
No. Starks brought out a body bag to the ring with him with Darby's name on it, and then they had their entrances, and that was it. So
he's gonna put him in another body bag. I mean,
they had a quick little black and white video. Starks was saying that, I'm gonna remind you how much of a bitch you are, and it just led to them fighting. So
is that why JR repeated bitch later on? I heard him say something like that.
Might have been.
Yo, chat, what's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? Yeah, so I thought the match was really good, like a good opening match. I really liked it.
Yeah, it was a really good match. I'm a little confused because maybe they're setting Darby Allin up for Brian Cage. That kind of seems to be my idea with it because he's all but done with Ricky Starks.
See, I said that too, and then I saw someone in the chat was like, no, this is like one of those setup matches for a couple more, and I'm like, I don't know, that felt like that just felt like a determined, like, all right.
I felt like he dispatched of Starks there.
Yeah, like there, he beat
coffin drop was brutal, like it always is. That I would never want to take that move. That and the Swanton.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. But I mean, full force, right into his back. Looked perfect and devastatingly painful. Gets the 3 count clean. I mean, you can't really argue against that.
Kind of hit him right in the kidney or something like that. It was
yeah, it was spine, kidney, lower back, all of it.
Yeah,
but I like the opening match. Like I said, solid 10 minutes, very competitive. I mean, these guys, I love Starks' spear. It's one of the best looking ones today. And Darby Allin will always put his body on the line for our entertainment. So it was thoroughly entertaining for an opening match.
Yeah, great way to begin. Great way to open. Great way to start. And fired it up. I was a little same thing though with the ending. I was like, wow, okay, wow, this might be it here. But I didn't watch the South Park episode. I see people asking about that. I guess it was a commentary on something about political or nowadays or something.
It's all about it's the pandemic special. It's an hour long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've got it recording, but we'll have to talk about it at some point. It looks like it's going to be really funny.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. I mean, I can't wait to watch it. But yeah, so that was fine. It was a nice opening, good solid beginning. I thought it was a 7.5 out of 10 type of match. That was my opinion. Good stuff, good opening, good energy. You could almost feel the humidity at home. I don't know if that came across to you. Maybe it's just because it's actually humid here too. I mean, I know I'm in Massachusetts and they're down in Florida, but it is humid as shit up here. So, and NXT was going on at the same time, but yeah, I could almost feel the humidity. It was probably another one of those really kind of difficult.
It looks sticky.
Yeah, difficult night to perform. So,
no doubt about it. But they did well. There really wasn't any serious botches or a few clunky spots here and there, but nothing that was truly egregious and overly sloppy. It just wasn't a great night either. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't overly boring. It wasn't insulting like Raw by any means.
Yeah.
Just didn't have that much to it. Kind of just checked off the usual boxes, and I felt like we got out of there. I know they're trying to build towards next week, obviously, with the Jericho 30-year anniversary. And then following that, we have the AEW 1-year anniversary show. So a lot of big shows coming up.
And then, after that, Cody comes out for this interview. And, I love the Cody. I love that he's just like so kind of overdone with Cody a little bit, like his entrance, the pyro's just blowing up all over the place. He comes out there, he got the new hairdo, he's pretty confident looking. I like what Cody does. I like him. I thought he was a decent middle card guy in WWE, but he feels like the man to me. I don't know what it is, but he really does.
He really, exudes star power. And I really like the interview portion of this with him and Dasha, and I actually fell for it. I'll give you that one. For the first time,
that's exactly what I was going to say. I fell for it. I was like, oh,
yeah,
wow.
When he said no, and started to walk out of the ring, I'm like, oh, they're gonna make this, drawn out, and
they're gonna milk it.
Pay-per-view.
Yeah. Holy shit! I was actually mad at that. I was like, oh man, they're gonna milk this for weeks about will he do it? Fuck. And then when he turned around and said fuck this, I went, oh shit, awesome, because I was actually grumpy about.
Yeah, I was as well. I was like, oh, now we got to wait. They're going to hold off to probably Full Gear for the pay-per-view for this. And then he came back, and no is a no regrets. No is a no looking back. I was like, yeah, there we go. There's Cody. I wasn't sure if they were playing up like a bit of a different side of him with the hair color change and him returning. And that started, what I started to see. And then with him coming back, we're like, all right, there's the Cody that we love.
It was
a nice segment.
I was also happy that I didn't just watch this whole segment for him to be like, you'll find out later. I like that. Oh, wow, wait a minute. No, he is going at it. But it would have been also just as equally lame if he had just said, yes, like I'm challenging, yes, I accept, and that's it. So if he had just said, yes, I accept, and then that's it, fade to black, commercial, like we'll see what happens. Or if he had just said, I don't know, or no, and then walked away, both of those things to me would have been like, oh, man. So the fact that he does say yes, but he doesn't just say yes, all boring, we've seen it a million times, that they did this quick little mini swerve. I really appreciated that. I fucking can't believe, I don't know why, but I was like, I was just happy that my mind had to think for a few seconds, a little bit, so I was like, all right, cool. I can really think about this. Oh shit. Ryback. Give me some more money. My name's Ryback. I want that money. My name is fucking Ryback. Soundwave 92, Ryback. This is crazy.
Fairly decent show. No bad matches tonight, even with the Jericho and Cassidy match. But it was fairly consistent, so around 6.5. Favorite match was the opener, and I actually had to look up who the fuck Billy Mitchell was in that mirrored segment.
King Kong.
I mean, hey, Soundwave 92, thank you so much for the $40. What I got out of tonight is the Luther can't hop a guardrail. I mean,
yeah, we were going off on that in the chat. I mean, he just sucks. Luther is just terrible. And even when he first debuted, I'm like, oh, I don't know anything about him. And I went and did some research, and I didn't care for him in his prime in the death matches that he was in. He never looked great. I'm sorry. It doesn't mean he's a bad person. I just don't care for him. It's nothing personal. But
is he like a really good person? Why the fuck? I mean,
he's Jericho's good friend. They've been friends forever. He said this is one of his first feuds, so that's why Jericho is having this match against him. That's why he's hired, because he's Jericho's good friend.
Now it all makes sense. I mean,
they still want to continue with the tag team that Jericho and Hager are having. So the goal there is they've been building up the other team of Serpentico and Luther, Chaos something, I forget what they're called, and I have it somewhere in here in the notes. But they went ahead and they haven't lost on Dark yet. I think they're 7-0. So they've been trying to build them up, and now they'll face Jericho at this anniversary match. So whatever.
Luther is Jericho's best friend.
That he said that they've been really good friends for a very long time.
Wow.
All friends wrestling, that's right.
It's just everybody who's friends with somebody is in this company. I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, whatever.
My favorite part of tonight would be the backstage segment with MJF and Jericho.
Yeah.
That was stand out for me.
Yeah, that was probably the best thing. I like that. I like Cody's interview a little bit and the opening match. And
thank you for the Chaos Project. That's what they are. So
the main event was all right, a little bit. So that was all right.
It was okay. Not bad in the ring. He's used to being a tag team, worker. You can tell because he started to get blown up at the end there. But he still, it wasn't bad.
Yeah,
that was the kind of the theme of tonight. Nothing was bad. It just wasn't exciting. Going through spot by spot here as we were. After I'm tired of seeing the Young Bucks super kick Alex or Tony that does nothing for me. I don't know if you care about that storyline at all,
no.
but
I didn't like it from the beginning. I was like,
yeah, it feels silly.
Maybe
and cringy.
if they were more savage or something, doing something more savage or whatever, it'd be fun. But I don't know. They're trying something. It's sort of all right in a way, but it just looks too fake, and they keep doing it. So it's not making me think that they're dangerous or bad. It just keeps. I just keep thinking they're not really kicking somebody. So that's.
It's like they're having a temper tantrum instead of seeming dangerous.
I don't even think
that's how. They're whining and we didn't get our way. We didn't, and they're going around throwing fits.
I don't care if they did that. My problem is that it looks fake. That's what I feel.
Well, that too. I mean, the presentation behind it is even worse.
Yeah, if you want to throw a temper tantrum, and beat the shit out of somebody. But don't come in with this goofy cartoon out of nowhere kick that just it just makes me think, oh, that's fake. This isn't real. That's what I keep thinking. And that they're acting weird. Be savage about it. Actually attack these people. Don't, or super kick them where it's wow, that guy got knocked out.
Their heads off, not this, terribly delivered piss poor kick.
And then tonight, I don't know which one it was. You can't even remember their names in AEW. Dash or Trash or Cash or whatever the hell they are now.
Cash.
He goes, why attack the big guy? And I was like, well, the big guy? The other guy goes, pick on someone. Why don't you go after one of us instead of one of the old timers or whatever? But the first guy said, why did you attack the big guy? So I guess Tony's the big guy. So then when he said the big guy, I said, who's the big guy? So I just thought that was funny. I don't know. I caught that, and I don't know if anybody else did, but it just made me go, what? Who's the big guy? Oh, okay. They are talking about Tony. Because then the second one went, oh, why are you going after all the old timers? Come after us. So I don't know what they're doing, but it's not working. The Young Bucks just don't. They're not heel. It doesn't work. Or this doesn't work. And Cash and Dash and Wilder or whatever they are now, I don't even know. Someday I'll remember their new names, but they're so bad that I'll never remember. They should have been like Johnny G and fucking Mac Daddy or something where it was different than the rhyming with the old names. Because I'm totally lost, and I have a stroke or something like that. Those guys to me feel like the heels still kind of. So it feels like we're running with two teams that aren't fully heel because the Young Bucks can't convey that they're these nasty heels, and the other team is kind of heelish. So we're getting these two middle of the road heel teams talking about, and I just don't get it. I don't understand.
It just doesn't work well. And another thing that as well is that this night was very predictable as far as match outcomes for the most part. I feel, anyways. When you have these title matches on a Dynamite show, you know the champion's not losing, or champions in this case.
Well, you didn't know night Brody Lee faced Cody, though, so what are you talking about?
The way the story was built, when they throw matches together and there's no storyline really behind them, or the story's very second nature, not really paid much importance to, as where SCU taking on FTR didn't really feel as though it was an important must-see match. You had to tune in to see Cody and Brody Lee. They built that up in such a way. But I feel like tonight, each match, there really wasn't any storylines or much story to go off of. And it's like, oh, you guys were tag champs at one point. I mean, it's some explanation. But problem is, if you're going to have your champions defend weekly with this brush with greatness match, you're going to run through most of your competition pretty quick, and it's going to make everybody else seem far from credible, and that's a worry as well.
Yeah, I didn't
know they're not going to drop the titles unless we get to a pay-per-view or to a team that's built up very, very well.
I thought it was a nice show tonight, though. I mean, I thought it was nice. It wasn't a great show, wasn't anything bad. It was just a nice little show. It went by pretty quick, still, like always, because they pace things well, it seems like. And
the matches were something to watch, like Raw. The stories weren't painful to sit through, like Raw.
Right. And thanks to Soundwave92 for the $40 donation, by the way, Soundwave. That was big. If you guys want to donate, say something about the show, say something about anything, or help me keep my show on the air, Streamlabs below, Twitch alerts, it's all listed down below, and all the amounts are listed way at the bottom. You got to expand the description box down below, or you can use Super Chat there as well. Michael Sachs Jr. is in the house. What's up, Michael Sachs Jr. and everybody else? What's up, Vanessa? If you smell... I'm sorry, I'm just being a weirdo. Okay, what's next? What else do we have here? AEW. I'm keeping it short tonight because this is my wife's birthday today, and I'm going to go hump her head.
You got to go and give her that birthday sex.
No, yeah. Well, that and just, I don't know. I just want to get out, go spend a little time with her tonight,
Great.
Undress her.
I had to cash in my birthday sex yesterday. You gotta always cash in that that coupon.
Do the women really cash in any? Their cash in is leave me alone. I feel like
exactly. But you have to get something out of it on their birthday as well, right?
Yeah, like our cash in is like, yeah, do that to me. Their cash in is like, leave me alone.
Yeah,
please leave me alone. So much.
Give me the night off. We had Jericho taking on Isaiah Cassidy again. You knew Jericho was going to win. Had this been their second match, then Cassidy probably would have pulled out the W, but being their first encounter, and I don't think we're getting a rematch by the way they built up the tag team angle afterwards. So not what I expected the post-match fight to turn into. And, that was the thing I wanted to mention with Cody. I like Cody talking. The promo was good. I don't like pull-apart fights and those beat-down angles, and especially when they go on and on. Brandy coming out, Anna Jay. The women look good. But her knocking down the Dark Order was ridiculous, and you're getting shown up by Brandy. That's not a good look at all.
Yeah, that was rough. I would have preferred her just attack Anna. Like Anna is getting involved. Maybe like that would have been. I don't understand. Like that would be how you do it, right? Especially to get the heat and the crowd. I know there's no crowd, but the crowd at home. So you have Cody and Brody are fighting, and then when there's a melee, when they were trying to break him up, you have Anna come in as they're holding Cody back, and Anna slaps fucking Cody across the face while he's being held up, so he can't even block it or anything. And that's when Brandy Rhodes should have come barreling out of there and then like attacked Anna Jay. That would have made way more sense.
Not the guys.
Her coming out there to dive on all the guys and all of them falling over. I mean, they look like fucking idiots. But whatever. I'm sure Jim Cornette will tear that apart at some point.
Absolutely. So after the Jericho match, and we saw them set up the Luther and Serpentico match against Jericho and Hager next week. That'll be on the Jericho 30-year anniversary. After that, we had Kip Sabian and Miro. They were talking about Kip's bachelor party. And, of course, they're doing the best man gimmick. So Miro's the best at every video game at the arcade. And that's when Billy Mitchell comes up and says, I can help you plan something special and do something really crazy for the bachelor party. This is the guy that was in the King of Kong documentary. He held some, top world records for arcade games back in the 80s and around then.
Right. Yeah, interesting.
A lot of people aren't going to know who he is, though, so it was a random and weird choice, but they're really sticking with the whole Miro's a gamer angle.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to let this gamer shit go away, huh?
No, and the best part of Raw was Bianca Belair for a second week in a row doing her EST gimmick. And I feel like that's such a better way of handling it compared to what they're doing with Miro right now. It just feels so similar that it's hard not to compare.
Yeah, I mean, if you, I don't necessarily think that Miro being a gamer guy or whatever this is, I think one of the reasons why it hasn't worked for me yet is because he started off just kind of acting like almost all the other wrestlers. They come out and plug their Twitches in gaming. Like, so what separates Miro from everybody else, from like fucking Omega, the Young Bucks, and everybody? Everybody comes out and sort of plugs gaming. So I didn't know this was going to be a gaming fucking like gimmick with him, because everybody and their mother comes out and does the same thing. So if you wanted to introduce this sort of gaming thing, you should have introduced Miro by like having him in an 80s style setup scene, like shoot it like kind of like the 80s, like the new Karate Kid, Cobra Kai, and Stranger Things, and those type of throwbacks that are going on, and have him in an arcade and have someone be like, I can beat you or whatever. And, maybe he beats the guy up in the arcade and he's ripped, he's in the muscles. It's a little 80s throwback. And then he's beats somebody in Double Dragon or whatever it is. And,
because no one cares that he's the best at Pac-Man when we're talking about wrestling.
Exactly. Like, it's like, okay, so you introduce him like that, and after he beats somebody in the arcade, maybe Miro could say something like, if you think that, that I'm dangerous in here in the video game world, wait till you see how dangerous I am when I get to break bone, when I get to break muscle, when I tear muscle of an opponent. Like, and he says something like that. Like, he's like, there's a reason why I'm good at video games. It's because I'm smart. And there's nothing more dangerous than a smart man in a physical fight. Like, and it's like, wow, this guy's like a crazy video game guy. And then at the same time, he's fucking going to kill someone in the ring. Okay, here we go with this character. And instead of this sort of ambiguous mention of video games, and that's all, coming out dressed like a fucking schlub as shit. It's like, I know that guy called and said, well, schlub as shit, Joe. I mean, you don't understand what he's wearing. Yeah, I don't. And you know what? 99% of the people don't. They just see a slob on TV.
Most people aren't into fashion to that, high couture, whatever shit.
Exactly. Well, I don't care what fucking make-believe you're playing. And it also goes to with the video game guy. Most people don't know who the fuck this is. Most people
aren't going to care that you're, with Bianca Belair, they were showing you how fast she was and how strong she was. With this, last week they had him working out in the gym a little bit, but there was no competition to it. He was just lifting weights. So you're not showing us that he's the best.
What would be
funny?
And
now tonight he's the best at video games. Who cares? Go back to Twitch.
What would be funny is if during a video game where the game was getting kind of close, you had some sort of exposition by another guy in the arcade, and the guy in the arcade goes, the closer he gets to possibly losing in a video game, the angrier he gets. He's got a real anger problem. And they almost portray him like a crazy video game guy who's good at video games, and he's got an anger problem. And it's like, so when he's coming close to losing to somebody who's playing against him, he just starts being like, and you can make all kinds of memes about him playing games. And then, like, he beats the guy, and then after that, he just screams in the guy's face. And that's funny, right? Because you're such a prick to some guy playing a video game with you. And then you cut this promo on how you're going to hurt people in real life, too. That would be great. But instead, he comes out frumpy in the fucking weird clothes and goes, my Twitch channel. Like, all right.
And for 3 weeks now, he's looked like shit, you know? Sandman's right. It's week 3. It doesn't feel like he's totally directionless, but there's nothing to make me feel confident that he's going to be okay.
Yes, and here's my problem. You say directionless. My issue is I think they think this is a direction. That's the problem. I think they think it is a direction, and unless there's more to this that we don't know about, this ain't a direction. This is it's a direction. It's a direction to a dead end or the end of a cliff. So hopefully they fix it. I mean, they did that with Luther had a good fucking not obviously his first physical altercations went wrong, right? They didn't go well. Like Luther's first physical altercations, he lost to 2 tiny Asian women, but Luther's introductions were much better. His package of Luther's coming, wow! Like, can you even believe that existed? Like Luther's coming, and who is this mystery man? And then he comes out, gets his ass kicked by 2 tiny females, and then never does anything ever again.
Disappears to dark. Yeah.
Instead, Miro comes out with no real intro, with nothing much but the brass ring promo, but then he goes out in the ring, and you're like, yeah, that guy looks like he's a wrestler, you know, even though he didn't have a great debut really as far as in the match, but. So Luther's physical in-ring debut was like a 1 out of 10. You lost to 2 women, like right away, like 1 out of 10.
Exactly.
Like kind of weird. But aside from Luther, Rusev's or Miro's debut, physically in the ring, was probably a 5 out of 10 because that didn't look very good or very right. And his intro as a promo or build-up was, I guess it's different because they were trying to sort of do the whole shock, right? Like the surprise debut.
Yeah. So supposedly, we didn't see coming.
But it would have been better if the surprise debut was really impactful. Like that wedding was going down that night, right? So that wedding is actually going on that night. And here's the best man.
He's done with it in 1 week. He debuts, the angles of him being involved in the wedding is all done the same night that he debuts.
Right.
That would have been handled much better. Matt Cardona as well. His temporary contract that he had was very short. That expired after the last pay-per-view.
Oh, we knew that was coming because they buried him on the mic. They were mad that he didn't sign or something.
Yeah.
I think WWE got in his ear to bring him back. That's what I think.
I wonder. Could be. Would make sense because why was it so short?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know why anybody would sign the guy because he's like a physical specimen. But like personality-wise and gimmick, whatever they got going on, just like JR said, I don't know what's missing, but if he ever figures it out, he'll be the number 1 guy. Yeah?
Yeah, I was right.
I mean, that's not a fucking... I took that as not a compliment.
Yeah, no. That was a knock.
And JR's probably the guy that tried to broker the deal, so maybe he was sour on it. I don't know. I'm just looking into things. Don't know what's real about that or wrong about that, but it feels like that may be possible. Here comes, oh shit, it's JD Venom. My name is Kane and I'm donating.
Some quotes from last night. A 1D stop. I sue you, Joe Cronin. Fuck you, go fuck your fucking niece, you fat faggot. I will call ice on your fucking ass. You sand N-word bitch. I will shoot you, Joe Cronin. Come and shoot me, you fat
He pulled a boogie. That's what he did.
Where is that clip? I was trying to find it because I thought I had fucking marked it, and I don't see my marker. Let me
Called
see.
him chump and I became a cum dump.
Fuck you, fucking sand nigger, bitch!
Oh!
Jesus.
That was Bullfrog.
Yes, indeed.
He absolutely went on a racist tirade last night.
He was mad that Awandi was blowing up his Skype.
I mean, it was very, very uneasy to listen to this.
It was disturbing.
And he was mad and then he said he was going to shoot me. Shoot me. You racist piece of shit! Bullfrog! Oh my God! You racist piece of shit!
No, forget about Bullfrog. Dave Rose is the real
And
one.
now Bull's blowing up my shit!
Why are you calling people N-words?
Why is everybody blowing up my shit? Fuck, bro!
What is wrong with you?
Fucking stop!
What is wrong with you?
It's like every floor of the World Trade Center.
Control yourself!
The fucking Christmas Carol looking like Mongoloid.
Jet fuel doesn't melt Bullfrog.
What is going on? Bullfrog, why don't you turn your Skype off? Just sign out of your Skype.
I'm trying to. They won't let me.
Dude, they.
What do you mean they won't let you? Just sign out of your Skype.
What, they're holding a gun to your head there, fatty?
I love how
Are
all
you
these
on a
phone calls
phone,
are sucking him into the Matrix.
Bullfrog.
Joe, I swear to God, if you don't stop, I will shoot you, Joe Cronin.
What?
He's gonna shoot you.
You're gonna shoot me? Did you just threaten to shoot me? Why are you threatening to shoot me? What the fuck
tell
are
him
you?
to stop.
No.
Fuck you, you fuck! Come here and shoot me, you fat piece of shit! Come and shoot me, you faggot! Yeah, Bullfrog, this guy lost his goddamn mind last night.
He went bonkers.
I don't know what is wrong with him, but he was calling people N-words. He said he was going to shoot me, and we had that video has 6,000 views. That's a pretty big amount for Throwdown on my other channel, my small channel. So
There's a lot of people watching live too.
yeah, it was a big show. Go if you missed it.
Absolutely.
Subscribe to my other channel, Corrupted Nation, and that is Throwdown from last night, the debate, and about 2 hours and 45 minutes. He says he's going to shoot me. So. And then he's going to find my family. I mean, very strange. Very strange stuff.
No doubt about it.
Anyway,
We
what
have
else?
Orange Cassidy took on 10 from the Dark Order. He beat him pretty, easily. Dispatched him pretty quick. Again, I don't like seeing the Dark Order lose, especially when they're building up this whole, about to take on Cody and the Nightmare family angle that they've got going on. I did really like the MJF and Jericho Inner Circle angle that they had. That MJF forgot to get a jacket for Sammy, but apparently that was just a mistake. It was not intentional. He totally, just made a mistake there. So that was great. I like the storytelling, and it kind of goes back to what I said almost a year ago at this point when they first did this angle on TV. I said, I wonder if they would ever have Jericho go ahead and be kicked out of the Inner Circle. MJF replaces him so Jericho can go on a face run, maybe get one more big title win as the face of the company. I could see that happening.
Yeah, they could really do a lot of like sort of sympathy with him, and he's breaking down, and he's older, like all that stuff at some point, and like the crowd is
redemption angle, and
I'd wait.
When the crowd come back, that would be huge.
I would wait till the crowd gets back because they could be singing that song at the beginning and pumping up Jericho like crazy.
But it was a fun segment and a great callback, and I really liked, the way it set up a lot of what ifs. So,
yeah,
good on them.
A
Good
lot
to
of
see Britt back. That was a good match against Red Velvet. That was one of the better women matches that they've had with people actually on their roster.
Yeah, never seen Red Velvet. I don't know. That was pretty good.
She's 0-8 now after tonight. So
she's 0-8. You may never see her again. Oh. Well,
they also did announce that they're going to have a number one contenders tournament. That's coming up. So the 8-man single elimination tournament is going to start soon. And the final match will take place at Full Gear, where the winner will become the new number one contender for the AEW World title. And out of the 8 competitors, they announced 3. Jungle Boy, Kenny Omega, and Rey Fenix My guess is that it's going to come down to Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page. That's my guess.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, looks like they're setting that up. And Hangman's still
By the
drinking.
way, Hangman took the news when they announced it tonight. Seems that way.
I didn't really listen intently to what he was saying there. But yeah, I mean, and he's still doing the drinking gimmick too.
Yep, still pounding him down. So
I thought something.
fits with his character though.
I thought we were gonna go. I thought we were gonna go somewhere with that one. So I guess not.
Still could. I mean, it's still working. So it's one of the more interesting angles that they have. Yeah, that's what I was saying before in the chat on Twitter. Why do we have a ranking system? What is the point of the ranking system if they're having a number one contenders tournament? Stop with the rankings. Get rid of it. You wanted sports-based wrestling. It's not working if you're going to have these tournaments and things of this nature. You're going to have battle royals and whatnot, the the buy-in, all these type of things to have title fights. Then what's the point of the rankings?
As far as I'm concerned with the rankings, for the rankings to matter, they need to play a factor in like half the time, like at least 50% of the time. It feels like the rankings play a part only about 5 to 10% of the time.
Yeah, real low. Because, I mean, right now they keep acknowledging it too. Like, oh, FTR refuses to face the number one contenders and they're facing everybody else. They're not facing best friends. Well, how is that right? They're the number one contenders. They're the top of the leaderboards.
Well, I get if it's a story, like to sort of say, like, oh,
I know, but it's just consistently time and time again. We see whoever is the actual number one contender not getting the title match. So,
and I guess the talents decide who they face, or I guess that's how it is. Like, because you could do it either way. You could do, the talents say they won't defend against that team. They have to pick their opponent, or usually the company would decide who's.
Sometimes it comes on Tony. Sometimes they just say the match has been made without, saying by who. And other times it comes down to the wrestlers themselves. So,
yeah, and you would think that most of the time it's the company picking the matches based on what's going on. Unless there's some kind of feud happens and then people like demand they face each other, or there's some money to be made in a feud that's going on. So that's the normal way of things. But them just being like, well, we're not going to face, if that's to get heat and, they're not going to face the number one team and that's a single story. I get that.
Yeah,
so
it's just happened so many times previously where we've had someone be in the top spot and they don't get the title shot.
And they almost have to like quickly mention it too, like, oh yeah.
Yeah, he's number one in the rankings. Yeah, well, why mention it at all then?
Yeah,
it's confusing. So, then we had Eddie Kingston come out, walk to the ring, and he had referee, your favorite, Bryce Remsburg there under his arm, scolded him a little bit for not for the way he ended last week's main event, saying that, I didn't tap out, I didn't quit. And I felt like Bryce was okay on the mic. He made sense, said, I'm here to protect you from yourself. It sounded decent.
Yeah, he was fine on the mic. His little windmill gestures that are over the top are a little something, but
yeah, those are frustrating. But again, I love Eddie on the mic. He's fantastic. Even though I'm not looking forward to this match, he makes it feel somewhat more important than without him making these promos. So at least he adds to the feel.
And it was nice. I like that segment. And yeah, just everything about this show shows you how bad WWE is and how bad Raw is. Everything is just, even if it's something that we don't maybe agree with or we think could have been done better or something like that, it just feels so much better than WWE Raw. Like Raw.
But it's the exact same ending as Raw.
Yeah.
It really is, because Drew McIntyre comes out, doesn't know who he's going to face, ends up facing Bobby Roode. Moxley doesn't know who he's going to face, ends up facing the Butcher. It kind of plays out, the same way. And it just shows you why, as you said, AEW is better at this point. At least better than Raw. If you don't want to say WWE, fine, but better than Raw. That's
better than Raw. No, Raw is the worst wrestling program right now on the air, anywhere. I mean, dude, Ring of Honor could come on tomorrow. Could come back on the air, and maybe they are back on the air. I don't know. They could come back on the air, and fucking my buddy Brian Malonis and his tag team partner, the Bouncers, they could take on Broomsticks in Ring of Honor, and that probably would be better than Raw. Like, it's an indie show is probably better than Raw. Impact is better than Raw. Everything is better than Raw. I don't know what the hell is worse than Raw. I don't know what could be. And the worst thing about Raw is it's aside from a pay-per-view, it's the longest program there is to watch. Besides anything else. It's the longest program and it's the worst one. So it's like, talk about, and it's not the worst because it's 3 hours. It would be bad even if it was 2 hours. It's just extra hurtful when you got to watch an extra hour of terrible.
Yeah, because even if you take, you pick and choose your segments and you take the best out of the 3 hours to fit into 2 hours, it's still bad.
Yeah. And, I think that tonight's AEW was maybe a 6 or a 5, probably 6.
I was going with a 5.5 tonight.
Yeah. And so that's...
But they're also building towards next week, so I understand that. I mean, we got the big dog collar match. Jon Moxley will be in action. We got Brian Cage versus Will Hobbs, which they did tease tonight, and we kind of glossed over that in the opening match. But I did like them to, Brian Cage comes out to attack Darby Allin. Will Hobbs makes the save. We never got the 6-man tag because Lance Archer got, COVID, so unfortunately that didn't happen. But at least they're not abandoning the stories altogether. They're still sticking with everything.
Yeah, no, it's nice to see. They really just kept rolling. They're usually like a good professional team. Going. They're like, okay, let's keep going here. It feels natural, like that was the next progression, like that was really there to be done. So nothing feels like weird.
And then we have the 30 years of Jericho too.
Now that
besides the Luther Serpentico match, we've got the 30-year of Jericho anniversary celebration.
That is next week, right?
Yep. So it's going to be a stacked show. It's got a lot of a lot of things to look forward to next Wednesday.
And his match tonight was, I'm actually surprised at how underwhelming it kind of was. Jericho's.
Yeah, it wasn't great. And it wasn't horrible, but I'm just not sure if they didn't connect well or what. It just...
Imagine if, somebody from WCW came into WWE, which they did, so you can imagine it. But I mean, imagine if imagine if Big Show, the Big Show comes in from WCW, and he works with D'Lo Brown. It's like an underwhelming thing, or like Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan comes into WWE, then he decides to work with D'Lo Brown. I'm gonna help get this guy over. I don't know. It's
another one of those, look good in defeat moments, which never really work for me.
And not D'Lo, not even D'Lo. That doesn't even work. And listen, I love Taka Michinoku, right? He was great. Taka Michinoku, I liked him. But imagine
just someone on a lower level. I get what you're going for.
Even lower than Taka in a way. It's so imagine if, you had a star like Hulk Hogan or The Rock or somebody in your friggin' company, or Jericho was in the WWE, and they were like, here, you're going to work with... He did it with Fandango. And what's weird is, Jericho kind of still... I think he likes Fandango, but even Jericho, when he talks about this, is kind of like, he didn't agree with it.
Yeah, it shouldn't have happened.
It shouldn't have happened. He didn't agree with it. He doesn't agree with it to this day, but, on a Wednesday night, he'll go out there and wrestle Orange Cassidy and these paper... Yeah, it's like... I know that you're saying, you're trying to give these younger guys the rub and to help put them over. It doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work, and it's not the place for Jericho to be. He's your top star. Having him in tag matches, too, going against Luther, doesn't excite me either. So, Jericho should be at the top, and that's where he belongs. I know he's old, but he's still putting on great matches, and he's one of the most entertaining things they have in the company.
Yeah, and
not the only, but one of, certainly.
And when Jericho debuted in the WWE, he was already like a well-known name and a pretty high up mid-card guy, or a middle of the road guy in WCW, and people already kind of knew him, and he comes in and then he gets the spotlight with The Rock.
Yeah, they gave him a huge entrance, and all these vignettes building up for weeks for him to, countdown to the Millennium stuff.
Now, the debate thing was good, though. Some of that stuff was good with Orange Cassidy. But I think the mistake was, put him on the same stage with Jericho to give him some of that rub and give him some of that whatever. But don't book a 3-match fucking odyssey with him.
Yeah, that was the problem. Once Cassidy won the second one, it should have been done and over with.
I thought they should have just built up to one match on Dynamite with those things weekly and then just been done there. But I don't know what to say, but I definitely think that this is even a lower level. Like,
yeah, this. Well, that's the thing too. It feels like such a carbon copy of what we've already seen before. It feels, rinse and repeat, and that's what I'm hoping they can stay away from, because that's one of our biggest gripes about Raw. We either get the same matches or you get the same feeling matches. Just because you're just switching to somebody else, you're telling the same story, so it's not interesting.
Yeah, it's part 2, and it gets worse.
Shit bomb.
Every part's worse. What's good? JC, M Daddy DeMarco, Botch Club. What up, Botch Club? How you doing, man? Follow Botch Club and Wrestle Daily on Instagram. I creatively done. He could is who? Oh, the Butcher is done. Shamrock talking about Jimmy Miranda on his next Q&A. Joe, play my last clip. I'll check that out on Botch Club. Hey, Shamrock's talking about Jimmy Miranda. Wow. And Howard Stern was talking about stabbing Westward the other day, too. I'm all pumped up. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm such a mark for a band. I know. Oh, shit. $21.
Please stop punching my car. That's all I got. Stop punching my car. Stop punching my car. Oh my God. Stop punching my lawn. Oh my God. Stop punching my car. Oh my God. Stop it.
Happy birthday, Leah and Joe Jake. Everyone have a good night. Love ya.
Hey!
Black Lab. You dirty little Labrador.
No, but Lab, thanks, man. I'll tell Leah you said that. Thanks to everybody. Said happy birthday to her on Twitter. She was reading those earlier. So thank you, man. Black Lab, thank you so much, dude. $21, 21, coming in from the Black Lab. Thank you guys for the donations tonight. Ooh.
We have a new member.
Ernie
of the
Beware.
JCS Army.
I'd pay that broad to unload on me, said Royal Thomas in the chat. Ernie Beware, thanks for becoming a member down below, man. Thank you very much for that, dude. Thank you so much, dude. You'll get the all the cool little icons, or if they're, I don't know if they're cool. I guess they're cool. If you think my face is cool and my middle finger is cool and things like that, then. But either way, you're supporting the channel, so thank you so much. Plus exclusive content. So much of that on Patreon as well, so check out Patreon. Is there anything we missed here about AEW, Jake? Not really sure.
That's it. We talked about the main event, and I don't think there was anything else that we didn't cover.
Well, good. Brody Lee's facials, like his, and I don't mean when he's, tying people up in the back and waxing on them. I mean, like his intensity, his looks on his eyes. Luke Harper always had that in WWE, which was always felt like he really should be doing more because his look is so scary. And his physical abilities in the matches to throw himself around and stuff. He was kind of like a bigger version of Mick Foley, Mankind, kind of. And, I actually like him in the ring. I like him.
Punishment too.
What was that?
He's able to take a lot of punishment too.
Yeah, I prefer him in the ring as opposed to Bray Wyatt. I think he's better in the ring than Bray Wyatt. So I always wanted more like main event things with him where he could tear it down and tear it up with people and stuff like that. And so
I remember how disappointed we were when they excluded him from, the WrestleMania, story that happened between Wyatt and Randy Orton, because Luke Harper was like one of the main focal points of all that, not trusting Orton, and then they just threw him off to the side. That was it, yet again. Such a waste.
Oh shit.
Better have respect for my neck. You looked at yours, compared and wept. My neck so big.
We were able to pay for Leah's birthday present tonight. This is amazing. The biggest neck.
I still don't choke. Big ass jaw make the girls go, that's the biggest damn neck that you ever saw. Think that's big, wait till you see my bar. No, biggest neck you ever saw. No, biggest neck you ever saw. No.
smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face,
Yes.
smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face,
What the fuck? What the fuck? Yes, give me the smiley face's biggest neck. The biggest neck is here. Hey, the champ, the king of the wheel is here as well. D. Welsh in the chat. He is the king of the wheel. And my buddy ADTR also here as well. And for everybody looking for my Diablo stuff, I'm still mulling it over. I got a podcast that I'm going to release maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, talking all about the Diablo new season news and Diablo 4 quarterly update. I got a lot of thoughts on this new tree that they released the other day. Most people don't know what I'm talking about. Most people don't care, so I'm going to stop. But for the people that do care about Diablo and ARPGs and things like that, that will be up on my other channel, Evil Spectrum 3. Make sure you subscribe to my gaming YouTube channel, Evil Spectrum 3. And Evil Spectrum 3 is, well, right now my Twitch channel is actually called Joe Cronin JCS, but sub to all that shit. So I think next week is set up pretty good. Like you said, you kind of went through all the matches and sort of set that up in a positive light. And I think you're right. I think we're going to get some good stuff next week. Hopefully next week will be better than this week. I thought tonight's show, as we said, tonight's show was nice. But I'm hoping next week is really sort of like a payoff type of show on a Wednesday
and
night.
next week we've got a hell of a combo. We've got AEW, the 30 years of Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
And then you and I are going to get to cover the 2020 United States vice presidential debate as well.
Oh, the debate's on in the same night?
It's 9 o'clock it starts that night.
Oh, boy.
Going to be a big night.
Next week, it's going to be a combination, I guess. It's going to be AEW, Dynamite, and debate night.
Wednesday, October 7th at 9 p.m. So I guess they're supposed to start. What I thought I read was 9:30, but I guess this says 9. So either 9 or 9:30, and same idea as what we saw last night. So, but it's going to be interesting.
I guess we'll have to cover
sure.
both. I mean, in a way, we'll try to cover both, man. But that's a hard thing to do. That's really a heartbreaker that it's on a Wednesday. Thursday.
I thought it was on Tuesday because they said next week, and I just saw it before I went to double check.
Wow. Yeah, it's too bad. Maybe I'll go. Yeah, I don't know what I'll do. Huh. I mean, if you were gonna turn Jericho kind of face, like, I mean, that's kind of where you do it, the 30-year thing. He comes out and he actually goes, all right, I'm gonna, and then he gets attacked by somebody, and then the whole thing. That would just be so weird right now. I just feel like without the audience, I feel like it'd be better with the audience.
That's the thing to say for the audience, but have MJF attack him, and I don't want to join the inner circle. I want.
What do you think about, like, he doesn't change? He's kind of been like a smug son of a bitch character in AEW. They could actually not really change that, and he could end up being the face in this feud, and then going right back to kind of how he is. I guess. I mean, you could do that. I don't know if that's. What was that?
I said they could, but I don't know. It would be dependent on how they pulled that off.
Amanda, I'll tell Ali you said happy birthday too. Thanks for all the happy birthdays to my wife and to Jake as well.
Thank you very much again.
Jake was yesterday, and he got to watch the Bullfrog fight and him wish death upon me. It was amazing. Should we hear that again? Let's listen to him threaten me with a gun. I could listen to him threaten me with a gun all day long. I don't know why, but there's something.
Swear to God, if you don't stop, I will shoot you, Joe Cronin.
He's gonna shoot you.
You're gonna shoot me? Did you just threaten to shoot me? Why are you threatening to shoot me? What the fuck are you?
Stop! Joe, I swear to God, if you don't stop, I will shoot you, Joe Cronin.
He's gonna shoot you.
You're gonna shoot me? Did you just threaten to shoot me? Why are you threatening to shoot me? What the fuck are you?
Stop!
No.
Fuck you fuck! Come here and shoot me, you fat piece of shit!
I love that because he was losing his mind, but he goes ahead and snaps at you, and it's like, the hell are you? What do you have to do with any of this? It just killed.
Another thing that was fun today, because I was busy with my kids and obviously Leah.
Super Chat.
Look out.
Party.
Robin Banks just dropping $1, man. Hey, I appreciate it, bro. He didn't say anything. He was just giving us some love with a $1 super chat. Robin, thank you. Thank you so much for that. Earlier today, Too Sweet posted a video with Joe Rogan, and then I kind of chimed in like I do, just being a dildo. And I said, Joe Rogan stole my name. And then below that, the Road Dogg out of nowhere responds to me and says, Joe, you're crazier than crack house rat. I think he left out an A there, but Joe, you're crazier than a crack house rat. Now I really wanted to respond to him with, you would know.
with just straight fire.
Just straight fire. You would know, Road Dogg. Now I love how Too Sweet agrees with him. He never picks up for me. He never goes, oh, come on, Road Dogg. Joe's a great guy. Or like he always just bashes me too. It's really funny. So Too Sweet goes, true. He agrees with Road Dogg. And then I called out Too Sweet because he was taking Road Dogg's side. And I said, Too Sweet, part of the JCS community, but hates me when Road Dogg shows up. Exposed. I exposed Too Sweet. And then I went on to send a nice little message to Road Dogg since he wanted to butt into my business.
It's fall and the kids are playing in the trees. The dog is in the backyard. What? Yeah.
I got something for you, Road Dogg.
Very blue skies. Beautiful day. But it's all been ruined by you, Road Dogg. It's all been ruined by you. And you know, things would be a lot better down at NXT if Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, just super kicked you right in your damn face, Road Dogg. That would... I'm just kidding, man. What's up, everybody? Peace. Have a good day.
But whatever. Road Dogg, you get the goddamn idea. But you know what? You got to give it to Road Dogg. Because Road Dogg... now, I didn't quite understand this next thing. He said... I mean, it was... I don't know. He said, who were you going behind that tree with, Joe? But, I mean, that was my daughter and son going behind a tree.
Yeah, I don't think he...
So did he not notice that was my kids going behind a tree?
I think he thought it was you.
I was on a hammock, though.
I was confused by that as well.
Maybe he didn't watch the video. I don't know. I'm not really sure what that was. And then I plugged in.
I get the joke, but that's not what happened in the video.
But so I get it too. But like, yeah, that's kind of weird. Those are my kids. You sicko. Road Dogg. Those are my kids. You sick son of a bitch. And then I said, I'm a mess. I hope you all have a good day. And then I plugged Takeover for him. And then he said, that's why we love you, Joe. Or that's what we love about you, Joe. So I don't know what he loves about me. I think what he loves about me is that I'm in a crack house. But I don't know. I don't know, Road Dogg. I never know. I never quite know, man, you know? Ever since, you know, you stopped DMing me, Road Dogg, I don't know, man. I don't really know, Road Dogg, what you're meaning. But NXT is this Sunday night, and we are going to have a full-blown party here on the Joe Cronin Show for NXT TakeOver. Now, have you gotten any wind about how NXT was tonight? Because I haven't heard much of anything about it, so that tells me I don't think it's that good if I haven't heard about it.
Spaz said a couple of matches seemed to be pretty decent, but nothing I've heard, blows me away yet. So seems like it was just another night and kind of a so-so, get through the night, build towards TakeOver. That's how it seemingly sounds so far.
I love Road Dogg, though. I know some people think, oh, now I'm going to go, whatever. Nah, man, Road Dogg's good, man. He's a good guy. I like Road Dogg a lot. I really do. And he's nice to me, I mean, granted, I think I would be blocked had I not had to make a new account, but, he hasn't blocked this new one yet either, so. And he was really nice to me, So I really do like Road Dogg a lot. So give him love on Twitter, man. He will respond back to you and stuff like that. And, of course, he knows me and stuff, so when you say nice things about him and me, and if you say nice things to Road Dogg and, that you listen to Joe and you like what he likes that stuff. So he's nice about that shit. He's a good guy.
Poor Tegan Knox had surgery. She's
oh my God, that's
time.
What a terrible, just
so awful.
That dude, I'm getting angry over that. Like I'm getting very angry.
You figure she just made it back not long ago. Like what, October, November, close to last year.
She gets hurt in the beginning of her career. Then she recovers, gets hurt the first day back. Then she comes back, gets to wrestle 7 months or 6 months, then gets hurt the same way again. I can't even believe it. And this is something that where you're like basically like this career isn't going to work out. There's obviously some kind of strengthening or a body or something she's doing or something that doesn't agree. Something's not right. Or I mean, I guess maybe it could be a freak thing. And I guess that's what the doctor's going to have to figure out. Like some sports doctor is going to have to tell her like, listen, this is just unbelievably insane bad luck. Or your body can't do this. It's one of those two. It's something. This poor girl has put so much. She spent more time recovering. She spent 2.5 years. 2.5 years recovery. And she spent 1 year in the ring, I believe. And I think it might be more than 2 years recovery. You might be looking at 2.5 years recovery and 1 year in the ring. Total. 3 of the same injury. And a total of a year actually active. That's crazy.
That's terrible.
And it just, dude, it makes me angry for her. Like, I'm angry that some people are out there wrestling and then this girl puts on pretty good matches and does pretty good stuff. And she had my favorite female match of the year. And she's out until next spring, summer.
Yeah, at least till next summer, more than likely.
Probably summer because she's probably going to need to rehab extra time because it's such a fragile area and thing. It's I mean, one more of these. When she comes back, she's going to come back. But one more, and that's probably got to be it.
They've given up on people for less.
Right.
So thankfully she's in NXT. She's probably getting a little extra leeway.
I think Triple H,
the main roster deal, she'd be done for.
Yeah, I think because Triple H, she's getting one more chance because he finds it. I think Triple H gets off a little bit on the idea of watching somebody battle, like and battle up a hill,
fight, come back,
right, and really love it so much they'll go through hell to get back again. You know, so there's something that he jerks off to that. But I would say one more time, and he might say, "Hey, listen, maybe this ain't, you know," because this is, if she gets hurt again, I mean, at this point, she's tied with Triple H for this injury. Or not this injury, no, Triple H had quad injury, right? He tore his quad. Yeah. She's tearing her ACL, I believe, or MCL. She tore her ACL.
You still gotta, you know.
Well, she took out her
rehab.
MCL, ACL, MCL, ACL, I think. Oh, it's Christmas time. It's not Christmas time yet.
Santa's on his way. I wanna make a porn. It's Santa's sleigh. It's Christmas time. It's Christmas time. Let's get it on. It's Christmas time. It's Christmas time. It's a Christmas song.
It's Christmas time.
This is a fucking Christmas song. I wanna fuck Mrs. Claus.
It's Christmas time.
Happy birthday to Queen Leah and belated happy birthday, Jake.
Give me a hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
Happy birthday your wife and to Don DeMarco. Kyle O'Reilly destroyed Finn Balor in the face-off tonight.
Nice.
Must watch. Lot of potential for Kyle O'Reilly. Facts. Want to watch Natalya and her sister slap each other's breasts? Go to Botch Club now.
I think I do. Oh, I saw that. Oh my God, that is so weird. Botch Club, thank you on Instagram. And Weekend. Thank you for the 1225, man. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Weekend, for the birthday wishes. And same as well, Botch Club. Yeah, Natalia and her sister, you know, slapping each other's titties. It's definitely an entertaining gif.
Yeah, it's. I'm gonna go check it out now.
It's the gift that keeps on
I'm just
giving.
wondering if it's the same thing that I saw.
There's 2 different ones that I've seen. So.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Let me slap you.
Get down. My God.
You slapped me hard. Get down this way. Lay here. Lay down. Like this. Lay down. got her in the sharpshooter. Jenny, fix your skirt. No, stop you are wearing underwear. Earlier.
Oh.
Let me slap you.
Oh my God.
You slapped me hard. Get down this way. Lay here.
Her sister seems like, when I watch their videos, like kind of like the opposite of Natalia. Like Natalia is kind of like very reserved and weird with all these things, and her sister's kind of like, look at me, look at me, look at my tits and my pussy, look at me. Like her sister's just crazy. But yeah, wow.
Seems that way.
Botch Club. I mean, I don't know.
Dying for attention.
Yeah, her sister's dying for attention, and she's more the structured one. But they're both pretty weird, and they both have. I mean, their tits are the size of my head. I mean, I have a small head, but I mean, wow. I mean, their boobs are like pumpkins, like in the pumpkin patch. Very weird. Lakers are losing. Nice, good. I hope they lose. I'm a Celtics fan, so I hate them. We can't have the Lakers winning, man. If the Lakers tie the Celtics, I'm gonna be very angry. Sorry, Kobe. I love you. Are you what are you? Are you a fan of a basketball team? Because you're in Connecticut, so you always go either way or whatever.
I never really followed. Yeah, I didn't follow NBA much growing up.
There's
no loyalties here. Everybody was crazy about the Huskies, obviously, for college stuff.
What would you do? The Knicks or the Celtics, right?
Probably the Celtics more than anything.
And your football team is the Giants.
Giants.
And the hockey team, you might have liked the Whalers earlier?
The Whalers originally, yeah, but they obviously weren't around long, so for my time anyways.
And what are we leaving out? Baseball? Yeah. So you could be Yankees, Mets, or Red Sox. Oh, I'm just finding this out. So I should really hate you a lot more than I ever realized.
You should, but yeah, I'm the idiot that likes New York and Boston teams since you're smack dab in the middle and have no allegiance really to anything.
Well, you live in New England.
Your own.
You live in New England.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a New Englander. So it's like you know, unless you're in Massachusetts, New Hampshire mostly follows Boston. But Connecticut is always split with New York because you're touching New York and Boston and Massachusetts or whatever.
Exactly. So it kind of goes both ways. Sometimes
wow, you're a Yankees fan. I don't know if I can deal with this anymore. How am I just finding this out?
Because I was never much into baseball. I was always football was my go-to for sports. So I never really cared for football. I liked watching hockey, but in person, wasn't crazy about watching on TV. Sports for me, growing up with women, I didn't have that kind of
that's why you're a bitch, huh?
Guidance. Oh, absolutely. Raised by a bunch of women.
I mean, I'm kind of raised by a woman.
Where genetic comes from.
I mean, my dad died when I was 8, so I was pretty much raised by my mother. So we both have that estrogen level in us both.
Yeah, a little extra.
Yeah, that's why we're so whiny.
Joe, I swear to God, if you don't stop, I will shoot you, Joe.
He's gonna shoot you.
You're gonna shoot me? Did you just threaten to shoot me? Why are you threatening to shoot me? What the fuck are you?
Stop!
No.
Fuck you fuck!
I die every time I hear
It's like, why do people blame me? He's literally angry because some guy in the chat is trolling him, and he's mad at me because I can't. I'm controlling the guy. It's like, yeah, I'll ask, hey, listen, dude, leave Bullfrog alone. I mean, what else am I gonna do besides that? I mean, it's like I don't have control.
I'm gonna sound biased, but you played a very stand-up moderator. You asked the same and fair questions to both sides. You warned him not to interrupt or he'd lose points, and you gave him several warnings.
Right.
So it was fair. I'll have to say that it was not rigged.
You know who's hilarious? Even if you don't watch baseball, that guy oh shit.
Watch the other one. Natalia gives her a titty slap heard all around the world. Trust me. Happy birthday again, Jake DeMarco. We all need to get drinks at my best friend's brother place on the water in Providence soon.
Hold on.
Yeah, we do, Botch Club. Let's do it. Fuck COVID.
Stop me. Oh, jeez. Okay, please me. Okay, well, I've got, okay, I'm getting to drop you. No, hold on, stay there. Stop me.
That's not a chop. That is definitely a tail slap.
Okay, well, I've got, like,
Wow.
okay, I'm getting to drop you. No, hold on, stay there. Chop me!
I'll tell you what, Natalya looks really good there. I never realized how kind of hot she is.
Yeah, that wasn't the video that I saw either.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
I always thought, like...
Cody, we'd like to give you your job back. Cody?
Botch Club has great stuff up on it. Definitely go follow Botch Club on Instagram. Look at this one of Randy Orton. I don't know what this video is going to be of, but the still of Randy Orton. Oh my God. Oh, he's spitting it out, bro. Holy shit. Oh my God, man. Look at that. Look at that big load in Randy Orton's face. And then, you know, it's almost like Sami Zayn is watching it like he wants a piece of it. On Botch
That was
Club.
on Sunday. He let out that big mouthful of spit.
And look at Sami Zayn. He's like, oh, I want to be part of that. I want to be part of that. I want to be part of that. Yeah. Sorry. I mean, he looks really amazed by this whole thing.
Tomorrow night for Out of Nowhere, we're going to talk more about Jeff Hardy, his troubles with the law that continue as his court case continually just gets delayed.
Here it comes.
Edge's recovery we're going to discuss and see what's going on with plans for the future there. We'll have the TakeOver 31 predictions and some more news and info. So you're going to want to head and tune in. Last week was a great show. Going to be another great show this week for sure.
Well, the Proud Boys are standing by and standing down.
Yeah. Stand down, stand by. I don't love your presence saying that.
That was funny.
I mean, both of them made so many blunders. It's they both look terrible, but
that was it was hilarious. Like, because I didn't hear it yesterday in the debate, but Trump actually did say sure, because they were like, would you denounce racism and white supremacy and the KKK and everything? And Trump says,
he goes, sure, but
Trump goes, sure, but then he gets talked over, and then when it comes back, then he brought up them for some reason. Then he went stand back, stand by.
Yeah,
and
so just look bad.
But the problem with stand back and stand by, and I'll just explain this for everybody, is that the Proud Boys, a lot of people don't. The Proud Boys are just a group of guys who are like trying to sort of keep. They're sort of nationalists, keeping the peace sort of thing. They believe that's what they're doing. They're not supposed to be the KKK. They're supposed to be a group of like, we stand up for American rights type of thing. They're not supposed to be that way. But the left sees them as a racist white supremacy group. But they don't see themselves as that, and neither does some people on the right. So when you say, do you denounce the Proud Boys, it kind of makes people go, And it's kind of like with Antifa. They say they're anti-fascist, but they're actually fascists, and they do fascist things. Yeah, so,
exactly.
But both candidates should have just denounced everything. Been like, we denounce any violence, anything like that goes against American values, whether it's Antifa or the KKK. They're both terrorists, and then that's it. But instead, nobody could even admit that. Nobody could even say that. Biden couldn't denounce Antifa, and Trump couldn't denounce the KKK. It's like, why couldn't you both just you could have just both done it? But instead they got weird, and now it's like a big story today, right? Like, it's like a huge story. The right is like, look, Biden says Antifa is not a threat, and look, Trump's a racist. He supports the Proud Boys, who arguably are that way or not. So it's like, dude, what a mess. What I mean, we'll see do you know who is doing the second debate? Because I hope they do a better job than Chris Wallace, because he sucked yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know. Hold on, let me double check.
Yeah, Biden said Antifa was an idea, and somebody in the chat said, I don't remember the last time an idea lit your city on fire and hit you in the head with a bat. I thought that was hilarious. What did the Proud Boys do, unlike Antifa? Yeah, see, that's the thing is, I know the Proud Boys are very right, usually that right-wing thing, but it all started as a joke on, I think it was I said Opie and Anthony the other day, but it was Anthony Cumia's show on. They started like making a joke, like I think they had an intern who was gay, and then I forget the story. Gavin McGinnis told it. I'm way wrong. I can't tell it. You can go look it up. Gavin McGinnis like said some joke about him, and like they sort of joked about him being a Proud Boy or something. And then they started holding these like funny little like meetings, calling themselves Proud Boys or something. And it was like anybody could be in it, you know, black, white, whoever you are, whatever. It was like a big funny hangout joke. And then it became like something else. It's like Fight Club. It's exactly like Fight Club. That's what happened with Antifa too. Antifa started with anti-fascism, cool, like of course, yes. But now if you don't agree with us, we beat you in the head with baseball bats, which is fascism. So it's like all these groups started from like a nice start, like a funny, like as a joke or a dare or like just something to do. And then it's like snowballed into this crazy thing. It's exactly like Fight Club, the movie, dude. It's fucking Fight Club. It's Project Mayhem. First, it's fighting in a basement. First, it's fighting in the parking lot to lay out your steam. Then it's fighting in basements. Then it's setting up franchises to fight in basements everywhere. Then it's disrupting the daily life of people for chaos and to change whatever the fuck the whole point of the movie.
So it's full-blown terroristic.
Yeah,
you know?
And then you're in a terrorist organization. And, dude, that's exactly what all these organizations like become. It's fucking crazy. 1 minute you're fucking having some beers. The next minute someone has a bullet in the side because they were arguing with a mob outside at 2 a.m.
Scary. Chris Wallace was obviously last night. The second debate for the vice presidency is going to be moderated by Susan Page from USA Today.
Wow.
Lovely. Then Steve Scully of C-SPAN is going to be there October 15th, and that's for the town meeting, the town hall debate. It's not a full debate, but it's their town hall open discussion. And then October 22nd is NBC's Kristen Welker.
Do you think this Susan Page is going to be able to keep these guys, or especially Trump, really, to be honest?
Well, she's just doing the vice president debate next week.
Wait. Oh, so next week it's not Trump versus Biden, it's the vices?
The vice president debate next week.
Oh.
And then the 15th, so the Thursday after that, is the town hall for the presidential debate. And then the actual debate for both presidents again by Kristen Welker is the 22nd, Thursday after that.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that was next week. I'm less interested now. But I think Kamala and Pence, despite them both being scumbag assholes, and if you don't think Kamala Harris and Pence are scumbags, I don't have a problem coming on here and saying that I think you might be crazy. But they're going to debate way better than Biden and Trump because they're gonna probably have a real debate. You know, I think. Because Pence acts like a and be more cordial with each other, I bet, as well. Yeah, they will be more normal. I mean, Kamala might be the one who's a little more out there than Pence. Pence is more like a robot, but they're both pretty nasty people. So, but I don't know if it'll be interesting to watch somebody who likes putting black people behind bars and sleeps with people to get a career, or watching the other person who likes to control women's pussies and thinks that God controls everything. So I don't know how tasteful it's going to be for me to watch those two idiots try to talk to each other, but
I think it'll be entertaining regardless.
You think it will be? I'm worried it's not going to be.
I think there'll be enough to take away from it.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens next week during that. Any questions in the chat, hit us up, let us know. Again, I'm going, what did I say, like a 5.5? Is that what you said too? We said the same thing?
5.5 to a 6, around there.
Triple H just commented on if NXT would move on Wednesday nights. Did you happen to catch that? I didn't hear it.
Yeah, he said that he's comfortable with them staying on Wednesdays. And Meltzer was basically saying that NXT should give up Wednesdays for AEW.
NXT should give it up. Well, they're never going to give up Wednesdays for AEW, but I could see them giving up Wednesdays for themselves to get better ratings.
Yeah, but they're just staying strong, and they value more chipping away at AEW in their minds than getting more ratings for themselves.
Yeah, that sounds more like it. Like it's like Anyway, Jake, I'm sure you got to get out of here. I'm going to listen to a little bit of this clip of Triple H.
Absolutely.
Catch you
and tomorrow will be for Out of Nowhere. Going to be a big night. Again, predictions. It'll be fun. Again, tell Lee I said happy birthday. Make sure you go and give her some birthday love on Twitter at IncomingTube on there. Thank you, everybody, for the birthday wishes. Stay sexy, stay healthy, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
See you tomorrow night for Out of Nowhere, Jake, and hit him up on Twitter at Countdown Ended and give Jake some love, too. If you missed his birthday yesterday, you can catch it today. So let's check some of this out.
Of the performances in general. So, tonight's show leads us into this Sunday's TakeOver. This Sunday's TakeOver has a bit of a unique feel for me, given the fact that we were coming out of Karrion Kross becoming NXT champion, having to give up the championship due to injury, Keith Lee moving on to Raw. It was a very unique time, and given in this time in the world with everything else and the challenges that we face with COVID and everything else on a week-to-week basis, it's been a very challenging creatively. But I do believe that this card, is incredible on paper, and when you see the in-ring product, I think it will over-deliver. When you look at Santos Escobar and what he's been able to accomplish since being here as a Cruiserweight champion, with Legados behind him, the package is extraordinary. And Isaiah Swerve Scott, these two have had a couple of clashes, but they've been on TV and they've been in limited duration, just from the restrictions that TV present. These guys are going to be have all the time and all the ability to go do what they do at the highest of levels, and I'm really looking forward to it. Kushida, Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream, always one of the most flamboyant performers we have, and big personalities. And Kushida sort of turning the corner on why he's here, in my mind, in NXT, in America, at this time, doing what he does. I believe that this is a Kushida like so far you have not seen yet, and this will be something special from him for sure. Damian Priest, Johnny Gargano. Johnny, one of the most consistent performers on the roster, always brings it at takeovers. And Damian Priest, who has really put on star performance after star performance in recent memory, really come into his own and is feeling it. The new North American champion, can he get past Johnny Gargano? Again, it's hard to say which match on this card you look forward to the most, and that certainly applies to Io Shirai versus Candice LeRae for the NXT Women's Championship. They've done this before. Candice in a different position, Io in a different position. Now for the NXT Women's Championship, I expect this to be absolutely show stealer. And Kyle O'Reilly versus Finn Balor, we already mentioned it, the NXT Championship on the line. This is a breakout moment for Kyle. While I think so many of us knew what Kyle brings to the table, he has yet to have the opportunity, because he's been in a tag team, and to show it at this level and against a performer the level of the Prince, I think is going to be one for the ages. So this Sunday's TakeOver will have a very unique look and feel. Something totally different that hasn't been done so far. You'll find out more on Sunday, but it will be very unique, and I think hopefully, at least for us, game-changing. I'd also like to, while we're on here, mention a lot of international media on here as well. NXT UK, we've kicked back off in the UK in a big way. I think those shows have been great so far with our partners at BT, who I can't say enough about, allowing us into their studios and being able to get back to doing what the talent there do. You see the Heritage Cup kicking off there this week, and that will be a turn.
Well, I didn't hear the clip we were looking for there, but I got the whole thing, and I'll get the whole thing uploaded to Patreon in audio form, so you guys can listen to it or whatever. So we'll get that up so everybody can hear it. We're out of here, man. I just want to thank the. I do want to mention this. I gotta, First of all, tomorrow's Out of Nowhere. I'll have the Diablo news thing out soon. Thanks to everybody who donated tonight, especially the top donators. Soundwave 92 with the $40 coming in hard there. That's wetting me up. Black Lab 27. And a big shout out to the guys who are in the $25 tier on Patreon. Thank you guys so much for going up there. You get all the alerts when I'm live on Patreon. You get access to every other show I do. My morning show, me and my wife's podcast, my wife and Monica's Talk Spooky to Me, Corrupted podcast on the weekends, and so much more. You guys know all the shows that are on Patreon, Note to Self, and the list goes on, Off the Rails, and so much more. And I do, again, want to say thanks to Yuri the Dawn for going up. Ghost and Kyle M. went up to the $25 producer spot. So thank you to Kyle for going to the $25 producer spot. Also, thanks to TonyFromReveah, The Bear 1322, Talk to Me Nice, Steveo, Spiderland, Leafs Fan, Sith Neegan, NickY J, The Weed God, Mikey Gwaz from Brooklyn, Matt Rossmeyer, Starscream, Kalel Bama, Junebug, Joseph Lightsey, John Zippay, John Steller, who is ConstipatedRock, Jman from KC, Jerome Spicer, JD Venom, Jason Tarr, Gordon Bombay, Gerald Armstrong, Gary Metzler, GARGUTS Entertainment, Duane Crenshaw, and we got Adtr, Arknolia Strokelbean, Brian Harper, Brokenlion, CJ Bradley, ColdBrewKrew, DanH&Cora, Drewbar 100, and I think I got Duane Crenshaw, but if I didn't, I said it again in GARGUTS, man. What's up? Gary Metzler. Thank you guys for bringing the love, bringing it hard, and bringing it long. Now let's leave and listen to, once again, one more time, listen to both Frog threaten my life. I love it. See you guys tomorrow. Call the Abu Dhabi police on him or something.
Yeah, you can't do shit there, fatty.
No, Abu Dhabi don't give a shit on it.
No. Disgusting butterball.
Wow, I just wanted him to call the cops. That's
Joe,
all.
I swear to God, if you don't stop, I will shoot you, Joe Cronin.
What?
He's gonna shoot you.
You're gonna shoot me? Did you just threaten to shoot me? Why are you threatening to shoot me? What the fuck are you?
Stop!
No.
Fuck you, you fuck! Come here and shoot me, you fat piece of shit! Come and shoot me, you fat! Dare you to shoot me! I hate my life anyway! Come shoot me! Come shoot me, you Vader fuck! Come shoot me because a fucking Muslim is calling you on Skype! Come on! Come and shoot me because a Muslim's calling you on Skype from fucking Abu Dhabi! Come and shoot me! What does it have to do with me? That's some good shit. Couple of pills, couple of skills coming at you, ready to blow you away and pay all your bills. I'm gonna fornicate with your wife if I can. I'm gonna kick the can, then have sex with the man. I'm gonna slice up your throat, you're gonna choke, you're broke. I'm gonna go home with your mom, I'm gonna stroke in front of your dad while eating dinner, and your brother's a fag. I'm gonna razor blade your mom and your son. I'm gonna take around everyone with a gun. I'm gonna buy weapons of mass destruction, get an erection while tearing people up. Come on, J Hood, why don't you call me up? I'm ready to bust a nut, you dumb fuck. You suck. J Hood, call up and I'm fucking you up.
I'm the devil. I'm the motherfucking devil. I'm the motherfucking devil.
Dealing drugs, dealing a rug. I'm gonna fucking fill your stomach with slugs.
I'm a devil. I'm the motherfucking devil. I'm gonna cut you into pieces with this chainsaw. Crack ass. Good night, all you. Fuck. Fuck you up. Fuck Ryback.